once again to helplessly watch the gigantic U-turn that BCCI or Indian government is capable of playing when it comes to sporting contacts with Pakistan is concerned. They have ensured that we as a nation are confused whether to take any stand on this sporting ties, and if you want to take a tie, how we will be branded, whether we will be branded as a traitor or a patriot. Because we can be consistent, but one thing is clear, BCCI and Government of India doesn't want to be consistent, and they want to change their stand every other day and make us look like fool if we take a very firm stand either way. Now just imagine, for days and weeks BCCI had made a firm stand that they would not go and attend the Asian Cricket Council meeting at Dhaka if it was held at that location, because they had some concern about what is happening in Dhaka and Bangladesh, and they had given an ultimatum. But then something happened yesterday. All of a sudden there was a U-turn, and BCCI attended along with all the 25 countries this crucial ACC meeting held in Dhaka. Of course they attended online, but it doesn't make any difference because they are officially an attendee to that meeting, and that completely put U-turn to the week-long or days and weeks-long stand that we would not be attending that meeting if it was held in Dhaka. So God knows what prompted that, and it was a completely embarrassing U-turn. But then the U-turn and that embarrassment didn't end there. The double standards are visible when after the day's meeting, Mohsin Naqvi, the ACC chairman from Pakistan, comes out and gives a detailed press briefing where he has given enough indication and hint to say that India has now, or BCCI has now committed to hosting the Asia Cup, which was supposed to be hosted by India in September, but it was looking to be in real trouble water and in a limbo because of the operation, because of the tragic terrorist, the strike against the Indian tourists at Pahalgam and subsequent Operation Sindoor, and the real volatile situation between India and Pakistan in the political front. We have actually suspended water treaty, we have suspended trade, we have actually made hue and cry over a movie being released with Indian and Pakistan actors being there. We have created ruckus about any kind of contact with Pakistan to such an extent that 4 to 5 days back, a multi-nation tournament hosted by a private body for legendary ex-cricketer called the World Championship for Legends. That tournament, one game between India and Pakistan, had to be cancelled because of the heat and the pressure and the outrage that it created in India by calling the players as really traitors for agreeing to play, and that pushed some of the players to walk out of that game, and that forced the organizers to cancel that game to come to the rescue of the players. But then what happened within 4 days time, God knows. Yesterday Mohsin Naqvi gave a clear indication that India has not only agreed to host that Asia Cup, most likely, as the reports are coming in, though there is no official ratification from BCCI, it suggests that India is also going to entertain Pakistan in the Asia Cup, and for that reason India is going to host it in Abu Dhabi in a neutral territory, because Pakistan may not come to India, as everybody knows after the last Asia Cup where Pakistan was the host, but it was played in Colombo to accommodate India. So India and Pakistan has then taken after also. Then also in Champions Trophy the same thing happened. Pakistan had to host it in Abu Dhabi and Dubai because they had to play India, and India refused to travel to Pakistan. So they had taken the similar stand, and based on that assurance from ICC and ACC, they were allowed to host it outside their country. So this time the same arrangement would be made. India would be hosting it in Abu Dhabi, and they would be playing against Pakistan, and more or less the dates have been also frozen, it seems, informally, and the formal announcement would be made anytime soon as per Mohsin Naqvi. So God knows what happened in 4 days time, where players were put a gun on their head by this country to tell that they had to prove that they were patriots, and a bunch of ex-cricketers and legendary retired cricketers had to answer to the nation, and they had to again prove their patriotism by personally working out of a match against Pakistan. But within 4 days, the official board, that is BCCI, on behalf of the Indian cricket team, which is the current Indian cricket team, has more or less, it seems, given an assurance that they would be hosting the Asia Cup, they would be also entertaining Pakistan, they would be playing against Pakistan, and now there is no such outrage or no such talk about anybody being branded as a traitor by going ahead with it. And why government comes into the picture? Yes, BCCI has taken that stand, but government comes into the picture because without government's clearance, nothing can move. India cannot host it. India cannot travel to Abu Dhabi. India cannot play Pakistan. So if BCCI has given this assurance and commitment, it means that they must have got some sort of an informal assurance from the government of India. Not only that, they also would have reason to believe that, because the hypocrisy doesn't end here with cricket. Yes, cricket is the sport with revenue and money and everything, and the popularity, so that is always more under the scanner. But there are other sports where this double standard has been going on very smoothly and subtly with government of India's blessings in the last 2 to 3 months, and nobody is even aware. Not many people are aware. So yes, that has been going on. So that gives an impression why cricket would be treated something differently, because India has already played squash doubles championship against Pakistan. They have also played under 16 volleyball, and they have also played the Junior Davis Cup. All these things have happened post Pahalgam attack and Operation Sindoor, and we come to hear that Operation Sindoor is not officially over. It is just on a pause mode, and yet there nobody is bothered to ask questions how the brutal killings of the Indian tourists have been forgotten, how the barbaric attack by the Pakistan-based terrorists have been forgotten, how those contests were allowed to go ahead, how India played. So no answer to that, because not many people are following those sports like cricket. So it has allowed the contest to go on, because maybe India or Indian board or maybe government are aware that stopping any of these would hamper India's chances of hosting the 2036 Olympics for which they are bidding. So there the priority is different, so it has been allowed. Similarly for cricket, the money comes in, the revenue comes in, and that has been the norm always, which has been always on the priority for the board. So that also has been accommodated. Plus, considering the next Olympics should have cricket there, so they don't want India to be questioned. So maybe that is another reason. And it is not ending here also. There is no problem with the Indian women's ODI team playing against Pakistan in the ODI World Cup, that India is going to be hosting it towards the later part of this year, and India would be going to Sri Lanka to play Pakistan in that World Cup. And also in the next year's T20 World Cup, India, which will be hosted by England, India is also having no problem playing against England. And not only that, the Asia Cup for hockey, which will be hosted very soon, and India is going to be hosting, there Pakistan is not only going to be participating but also will be visiting, and it seems clearance has been already given. That is what reports are saying from the government. And in the later part of the year, for the Junior Hockey World Cup, which will be hosted by India, again Pakistan will be participating, and again it seems clearance has been given for Pakistan team to travel and come and play. So they are not only going to play India, they are going to come and play in India. So if you look at all these kinds of double standards and hypocrisy, you will be wondering where it all leads to in terms of taking a firm stand or clearer stand on sporting contests or sporting ties with regard to Pakistan.